Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. Today, we're discussing the Glashutte Original PanoMaticCounter XL. You can see this stainless steel counter chronograph on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this watch with additional accessories included in the sale, high-resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this 44mm automatic winding counter chronograph. First unveiled at Baselworld 2010, this is a watch that has remained something of a grail watch to me personally. Though I collect Jaeger-LeCoultre exclusively, this is one of those watches that is on my radar for pretty much the moment my JLC roadmap is complete, because it's stunning to look at. 44mm in polished stainless steel. It's not excessively thick at 16mm due to the generous ramp and slope of the case flank and the bezel. From lug to lug, 51mm means this is a very wearable 44, and I would say down to 14.5 to 15 centimeters in circumference, your wrist is going to wear this one with security and proportion. A large amount of the credit for that ergonomic versatility goes to the lugs, which turn down very sharply and don't extend very far beyond the case flank. Moreover, Glashutte Original has created a little bit of a recess at the edge of the case on each side so that, let's see if we can see that well, but there's actually a recess, a little sort of trench on the edge that allows the strap to move unconstrained even as you pivot it through 90 degrees, so you can pull it straight down around your wrist, and yet it's quite close hewn to the case to create a more integrated look. The strap is substantial, very thick, bolstered, gloss, black alligator leather, rectangular scale. You can see large sheer edges, monotone stitch, very substantial twin trigger Glashutte Original steel folding buckle, twin triggers so it can't simply pop open, and I always like to comment that this design, if not exclusive to Glashutte Original, is seen on their watches and maybe only a handful of others, but I can only say for sure that I've seen it on Geo's watches. It's massive, it's over-engineered. There's more metal in here than you need strictly to maintain security on the wrist, and I appreciate that. I also appreciate the contrasting polished and satin finish, as well as the sandblasted interior. A lot of thought and work went into this over-engineered clasp, the better to retain your watch with security on the wrist. Now, let's just get right to it. This watch features a count-up, count-down counter. As a chronograph is a sporting complication, you may have to keep track of secondary metrics while watching a race between runners or an automotive event or aircraft around the pylons at Reno. So you may want to count up. 1, 2, 3, as your runner completes each lap. Even as you start, stop, and reset the chronograph to account for the time of each lap, you may want to keep counting up. Now, you may be using this to gauge the time remaining until your car has to come into the pit, or simply how many track laps your kid has left before the meet's done and you can go back home for dinner. Now, you can also count down if you prefer. If that makes more sense for your application, feel free. You can even jump all the way back to 99 and then count up from 99, count down from 99, or reset entirely. Versatile, clever, and as far as I can tell, unique. It's an interesting complement to the chronograph, but a logical one if you are using it for sporting applications. Now let's take a look at the dial. As you can see, it exists on multiple planes with the date aperture, the panoramic double date, at 3 o'clock, balanced nicely by the aperture for the counter. You can see that the chronograph seconds chapter ring actually floats above the dial. I appreciate that. It's handsome, it's unique, and it works. The chronograph registers are featured at the top of the dial, hours and minutes at the bottom, with high-grade applied numerals and indices, and a little bit of luminescent on the small metallic alpha-style hands. Turn the watch over, and you can see the mechanism that produces all of that action. It's beautifully finished with heat-oxidized, kiln-fired cobalt blue screws, black polish on the swan's neck fine adjustment mechanism, as well as elsewhere on the caliber. A hand-engraved balance cock. This is one of the upscale calibers from Glashutte original, and it has a name. It's caliber 9601, automatic with a 42-hour power reserve. It does feature stop seconds, so you can halt the seconds synchronized to a reference time, such as a lap timer. It has 5 atm water resistance, so it's safe for surface bathing and exposure, but I wouldn't take it underwater. It is an inverted chronograph, which is important to note, the 72 joule caliber, featuring a start and a stop trigger that's located at the bottom of the case, at approximately where the conventional 4 o'clock index would be, and then you reset using the one at 2 o'clock. Now, on the case back once more, you can see abundant decoration. The hand-engraved balance cock, the Glashutte stripes across the winding mass and the bridges. You also appreciate the fact that the primary bridge is 3/4 style, loving homage to Glashutte pocket watch manufacture in the early 20th and throughout the 19th century. A truly original concept. This watch gives you capability that others don't. Otherwise, you're going to need yourself a Rolex Daytona for the chronograph. You're going to need yourself a Submariner or Datejust, so you have a date, and then a piece of scratch paper to keep track of laps, to keep track of intervals remaining, to keep track of repetitions. This is an unusual application for sporting fans, for automotive fans, for those who simply savor complication and original style. The watch works strictly on that basis alone. Regardless of why you love it, it's unique, it's handsome, with a black dial and a white metal. This one simply sizzles. 44 millimeters, automatic winding, a standout since 2010. You can see and you can purchase this example on our website.